right, so we're live to talk about
we're already back.
The new episode of The Walking Dead. We're in season 11. I believe this was episode 17, I do think. Is that right? 17?
Yes. Yep.
Right. Yep, but I'm Justin, and this guy here...
I don't have any vowels today, it's just dubs.
Dubs.
I couldn't afford the vowels this week.
Not even Matty Dubs, he's just dubs. But if you're new to the channel, I'm Justin, he's Matt, we're the Podcasting Dead, and we podcast about, The Walking Dead. Before we get started, I do want to give a special shout out to our affiliate, moviepalette.com. If you don't know what moviepalette.com is, they make awesome pieces of art like this. Oh, so awesome. I'm attacking the microphone. So what they do is they take your favorite movies and they actually take like the frames and colors and make like pieces of art. So this particular beauty that they were nice enough to send me is from Fight Club, which is like my favorite movie of all time. So if you are a movie film buff, you absolutely have to go to moviepalette.com, find you a piece of art for your favorite film, use the promo code podcast15 and get 15% off. It's that simple, and it helps the channel out a ton. So maybe we can get more affiliates. So go moviepalette.com. Tell them.
For me too, with Movie Palette, it seems like I can get through movies a lot quicker just by looking at those palettes there. Like, got it.
That's a damn good movie.
Whoa!
Wowza.
So that's why I like Movie Palette.
That is a wonderful reason to like Movie Palette. So, Matt, what do you think? I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was a pretty strong return for
I agree.
Old
I think
Lance
the protesting part was a bit PC, but otherwise, it was a good episode.
It definitely seemed a little on the nose. Which, I mean, then again, though, that is kind of from the comics. I mean, not exactly, but somewhat. But I do get what you're saying. Lance looking a little too happy there to have old Daryl Dixon's knife to his throat.
That was Oh, you got no idea, Skip-a-doo.
I've dreamed of this moment since I became Lance Hornsby. I do find it I'm very thankful that when he pulled out his sniper revolver that he didn't take out Daryl.
I was like, oh hell. When you messaged me, like, oh crap, shit's going down.
I messaged Matt and I said, he's got the sniper revolver out. You know we're in trouble now.
Stub no sniper.
It is interesting when you think about it. So Negan led them on a chase and then they T-boned him, and that was the exact same move that Rick pulled on Negan back, I think, in season 8.
Yeah.
When the convoy was rolling through and Rick T-boned him.
I learned from my mistakes.
Negan is always learning.
Today's going to be a learn day.
Today is going to be an educational damn day. But yeah, I thought it was a strong return. Poor Stormtrooper there at the end that got ripped in half. That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah. When Rosita was shooting her, she pops 3 rounds. Like, you couldn't have done that while they were mid-tear.
It's like
that's all I can do.
It's like Drago said, you know how strong you got to be to rip a whole ass person in half. I mean, which then again, it was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
This episode is Lance Hornsby approved.
Yeah.
Your opinion doesn't count, Lance. I
think it's a little biased.
I think you are a little biased, but no, it was a really good episode. I very much enjoyed it. And Nerd Dungeon, we talked about that actually. If you listen to or watch, I guess you would listen to our retro review that I do with Jesse. We actually talked about that and how, normal human beings, we have inhibitors, like our brain stops us from using our full muscle potential so that we don't hurt ourselves. It's like you can bench way more than you think you can bench. It's just your brain's not going to let you go but so far because it doesn't want you to hurt yourself.
You rupture some muscles, that's going to be bad.
But, zombies don't have that. They just give it everything they've got, which is why they're like crazy strong. Just like chimpanzees and other primates, they don't have those inhibitors the way that we do, so they're already naturally stronger and more muscular, but it just makes them that much stronger. Let's see. Maddie Williams says, I'm convinced Oceanside is always used for extra in The Walking Dead. Nothing about them, or did I miss it? No, Oceanside.
Oh, I forgot that was a place.
No, yeah, that's supposed to be where Luke is, but we hadn't seen him. Let's see. Did anybody else see the Freddy Krueger walker in the sewer? Did you see a Freddy Krueger walker, Matt? I didn't see one.
At least not that I recall.
Yeah. And let's see. Negan and Dare Bear, product of Rick and Grimes. Wait until episode 18. Jesus, it's good. Man, I thought this one was good, so if 18 is even better, I'm stoked for next week. Feels good to be excited that The Walking Dead's back on.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
But no, I didn't see a Freddy Krueger zombie. Now I'm kind of bummed.
I don't recall seeing that either. But then again, I wasn't really looking out for that.
Right.
Like when I see the zombies, like I don't look for nothing distinct with them like I do other characters.
I thought the same thing. Michael Myers says, "How did like they went riding in an open field and they're like, out down, and it's like, how did you flip in a big empty field with no heels? Like what? How did that happen?" Nerd Dungeon says it wasn't the return I wanted, but I got to see the governor in this episode. Wait, what do you mean?
It was like a little flashback,
Oh,
montages.
yeah. I wanted to talk about that too. I thought the beginning of this episode was so awesome. We got to see Shane, the governor, like old Negan. I mean, that was a really cool intro to the episode. I thought that was awesome. Seeing like Rick in the hospital, that was pretty dope. Lance Hornsby says, my only complaint for the episode is that the Commonwealth soldiers are so incompetent. I'm never worried because they completely suck. I still what's the point of wearing all that armor if zombies can just like chew right through it?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the first time I saw a teammate of mine get ripped apart by zombies, I'd be like, look, man, if that's the result, I'd just rather not wear this. Maggie's got a really dope like leather jacket. Can I just do that?
Plus, this armor does not breathe. Like, I am sweating balls underneath this, man.
No kidding.
But Mercer, that butt armor looks amazing. Keep that on, dog.
Look what that comment.
At least keep the butt plate.
They're like, listen, guys, okay, it's not meant to make you safer. It's meant to make that ass pop so that you gain the respect of the civilians at the Commonwealth. But yeah, I really like the episode. I love the intro. I'm trying to think. It's a lot of different things. It felt like a lot of stuff happened this episode. I mean, we're flashing back and forth with Jerry and Negan and let's see. Do you like the new Walking Dead intro? I do. I think those like animated intros are dope as hell.
I have liked it with season 11. Yeah, I mean, like, because they started that with season 11, didn't they? The little animation for the intro theme.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I thought because when they
neat art style.
I think it's really cool. Liquor Beaver says Rosita doesn't need the butt armor.
She is the exception.
General Shepard says Maggie is a MILF.
She looked pretty good.
It changed the music this season. Yeah, I noticed. I liked it. I mean, it's the last season. You can a little bit.
What did they change about it?
The music is a little different. Like if you really listen to it, the intro music is slightly different this season.
Oh.
Well, at least I don't know if I noticed it before now. Like I don't know if it was that way on the first, parts of this season, but I was tired of the vampire commercials. Yeah, they were very oversaturated. They're really amping up this interview with a vampire. Lance Hornsby says Lance's face scar makes him look cooler. You can't come on here and talk about yourself in the third person there.
Yeah, Lance. You can't. Obviously, you can't talk in third person on this.
Justin's backwards hat makes him look so cool.
Yes.
That's a good question, DG. I was thinking that when
we asked that too. I told Ashley, I'm like, have we seen Princess yet? She's like, no.
And it's like you had that whole, like Mercer and Rosita kind of getting closer. And I'm kind of thinking, like, where's his boo thing at? Like, Princess totally seems like the person that would be all about a protest. Let's see. Justin, have you seen episode 18? I think I remember you saying you're going to be on the AMC Plus schedule. I lied.
He's a damn dirty liar.
I'm broke. No, I'm not on AMC Plus. I am,
premium. He can get AMC Plus.
If people go to moviepalette.com and actually buy some artwork and help fund the channel or go to the Patreon, then maybe I can afford it. Let's see. 18 diverts hard from the comics. Oh boy, that makes me excited. Like I'm wondering, because I know where the comics go, and if it diverts hard, then I really want to know where we're going. Maybe Commonwealth gets like overrun, or they like kill Pamela Milton or something. That would be dope. Do you think Rosita will die? Yes, because she's the only main character left that's not getting a spinoff.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I feel like,
have you got your spinoff yet?
I feel like all the Walking Dead actors it's like auditioning for a play or something. Like they all got to set for the last season. It was like, if your name's on the list, you get your own spinoff show. And Daryl's like, oh, cool. And then it gets to Rosita and she's like, I didn't make the cut. But no, I think she probably will die. Somebody has to. I mean, for some emotional impact. I think Father Gabriel's going to die. I hope Aaron Gabriel. I do love Father G, but I think his time has come. Let's see. 18 was good too. I wasn't expecting what happened. Oh boy. Now I just want to see 18. Now I got to wait till next week.
Has Lance Hornsby seen 18 yet?
I think he did say something about seeing it. I think Eugene will die. Now that would be a divergence from the comics. DG asked also, DG's just like on the missing persons list. Where Eugene? I don't know. Where is Eugene? Where is Eugene? That's a good question. What is up with some of these characters that this hat's bothering me because it's sitting all funky on my head? But that is a good question. Like, where are some of these characters? Where's Princess? Where's Eugene? Where the F is Luke? We haven't seen Luke in a hot minute. I like Luke. I thought he was a promising character for the series. And then I guess he went off and started filming those Harry Potter movies and said to hell with the zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Since they're calling back to earlier seasons, I'm hoping they show old locations, a scene perhaps showing the corpses of the governor and Shane. We've actually we've talked about that, and actually on the most recent retro review, Jesse and I talked about it, how I said it wasn't my idea. Somebody had left it in the comments section saying the perfect way to wrap this show up, like the perfect final scene, because if you ever watch 6 Feet Under, it's got the best series finale of all time and the best final scene of all time, because it kind of, it actually
walks
does
you through.
Well, and there's no questions really left unanswered, but it should be like after the aftermath of whatever's going to happen, there should be like a crow feasting on a corpse and it gets up and flies and you have some serious like piano, some kind of serious music playing, and the crow just flies and it shows him fly over like Alexandria. He eventually flies past Terminus, like basically just going by all of the locations, showing them now, flies over the prison, flies over the farm, and then like lands on the hospital where Rick woke up or something. That would be so dope. So dope. I don't know if they'll do that, but it would be so dope. Lance Hornsby said 17 was fantastic and 18 was even more shocking. Hopefully the episodes keep going more and more crazy. That's what we need. It's the end of the show. It needs to go crazy. I want crazy. I actually think Carol will die in the finale. She is the only original cast that is not getting a show. She backed out of Daryl's show. Killing Carol would be a big ending for fans. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Daryl and Carol spinoff show. It's probably would have been everybody's least favorite of the spinoff shows because I've said it before. I love Daryl and I love Carol. I don't like the Daryl and Carol team ups. Like for me, they just don't do it, at least as of late. So I would have rather watched a Carol spinoff show than Daryl and Carol, or a Daryl, So that's good. That's true. They could kill her. Michael Myers says, random question, but who do you think would win Beta versus Morgan with the stick? I mean, if Morgan's
What about Beta the stick versus Morgan?
Morgan with 2 knives, Beta with the stick. I think Morgan could give him a good run. I'm not gonna say he could necessarily beat him, but if Daryl could beat Beta, I think clear-headed Morgan with his new axe staff spike thing he's got, I think he could give him a good run. Let's see. I will say this: 18 was not a bottle episode, and the promo for episode 19 doesn't seem like a bottle episode either. The pacing is great, and everyone is getting their moments. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Liquor Beaver says there's tons of articles out the last few days saying they changed the final scene in post-production. Oh.
They pulling a switcheroonie on us?
Carol didn't want to go to France. I'd rather see Beta fight Mercer. Yeah, it would be a good fight.
That would be interesting.
Yep.
Now, can Beta wear the butt armor as well? Make it even.
And Beta got some junk in that trunk.
Beta got some booty.
Respect the alpha ass.
The alpha ass.
The alpha ass. Let's see. Beta or Sebastian? I think I'm going to give that one to Beta.
Sebastian. Oh, like in a bitch contest?
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know, because Beta was kind of Alpha's bitch, so he might win that one too.
Damn it.
Respect the alpha.
Oh, speaking of Sebastian, when Negan stepped on his arm, do you know who I am? Shit, bitch, you know who I am?
I like though when you see, because Negan, we know that the Negan persona is kind of an act. It's not really
not who he is. Yeah,
it's like he gets into character to become like the Negan that was going against Rick and all.
He fluffs his feathers. And
it is funny how, like, now, and that's just good acting from Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I guess, and some good writing, but it is funny to see how, like, when he meets someone new or in a situation where he needs to assert dominance, he flips on that old Negan switch and is like, shit, son, I've seen her pull rabbits out her ass. Carol's like, you weren't supposed to tell nobody about that, Negan. It was a gerbil.
It was fun seeing him flip back to that old character.
Yep. I thought it was awesome. I had the same question too, Maddie. Maybe somebody can answer. Why is that man and woman looking for the kids? I was wondering the exact same thing.
I didn't quite follow that.
Michael Myers, I'm sorry, but Beta would trash Tyrese. I think Lance would certainly whoop Milton's ass. Lance would just shoot him from about 20,000 yards away with that little snub nose. Pope versus Beta.
Pope.
Guys, that's not even a question, man. Beta would stomp his ass. Stomp that ass. Beta would.
Now, what if Beta's back was to Pope?
And he was wearing that butt armor. Pope would get distracted. But no, and then you got the tear gas being thrown there. Definitely, like I said, I definitely could see some parallels there as far as but I love that when they like pull the guns and stuff, they're like, like, y'all are fighting injustice now. You don't think they wouldn't shoot you for breaking the rules?
How dare they?
And I don't like that Negan, big bad Negan, gets like gut punched by that guy.
I know.
I really wanted that badass Negan moment of Negan like, take him, I got this. And he's like, hey, buddy. Well, bow! Just like lays him out.
So you got the wrong guy there, pal.
Negan's like, I'll handle this. Oh, my stomach. He's like, on the ground.
The wrong guy.
Damn, I've made a huge mistake. Come back, Carol. It hurts.
He's nothing without the bat.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. DG says, didn't they want the kids to use as leverage against Daryl in the game?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to say, whoever plays Sebastian plays that part perfectly. I went to this private school for 6 months once, and he acts exactly like all the rich yuppies I was classmates with. Great actor. What's funny is I think I saw him on The Talking Dead, like, a few episodes back, and he's just like Jackie Gleason, or however you say his name, that plays Prince Joffrey. Like, I think he's one of those where he's a really good, seems like a really nice, down to earth guy in real life, but he's just really good at playing a prick.
He's a great asshole.
That is a great asshole. I would have liked to have seen Abraham versus
That
Beta.
would have been,
I would have too. That would have been awesome. I feel like Beta would beat him, but I think it would be a good
It would be
fight.
a good toe, like it'd be a good toe-to-toe for a while.
Judith calls out Beta for being a bitch and challenges him to a fist fight at the flagpole after school. How's this going to happen? Beta's going to cut her in half. That's how that's going to happen. I have watched the introduction of Negan episodes so many times. He's become such a big part of The Walking Dead, from hate to love him. Yep, he is the Vegeta of this show. You start off
true.
hating him, he's a bad guy, and then he teams up with our characters, and now you love him.
Some redeeming events occur, and then you just learn to like him.
Yeah. No,
and because he bashed out,
huh?
Oh, just because he bashed out someone's brains pretty bad doesn't make him a bad guy.
Just because someone shows up and murders two of your friends, it doesn't mean they're a bad person. They might just be misunderstood. I mean, but no, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is definitely, who is for you, Matt, at this point in The Walking Dead, because this is, AR after Rick. We have BR and AR. No, I guess not before Rick. We would say during Rick, and then after Rick, BR, Doctor, and AR.
Or BRA before Rick's absence, and then
I like
AR after Rick.
But Rick was like everybody's favorite, right? And then if you were like me, you had like Rick, and then Michonne was like next up. Like we had all these characters we loved, but we really hadn't had. So we don't have Rick anymore or Michonne. So who is like the one character that you're still just like completely like in it with, you know what I mean? Because like I'm not gonna lie, like Yumiko, I'm kind of like whatever. Magna, whatever. But like for me, I've got certain characters I'm still fully invested in. Who is that for you?
I mean, definitely still Negan. I like following Maggie stuff too. Daryl, give or take.
Daryl, I like. I just hate his enormous amount of plot armor.
I know.
I mean, all of them have. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But like, Daryl just has like so much plot armor.
It's all low stakes for him. Like nothing is going to matter.
I mean, he's fighting an army of, which I mean, they're pretty terrible. But I mean, in this universe, I imagine the Commonwealth's army is supposed to be like, pretty formidable. And Daryl's just like standing over the van, like toot, 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 taking them all out. And it's just like not one shot lands. It's like 80 y'all versus him. But no, for me, definitely Negan. I mean, I think Negan's helping to carry the show, but I don't think it's all on Negan. Some people will say it's just Negan. I think I'm still in the Negan. I'd be into Rosita if we saw her more. She's a character I really like. Aaron, I hope we get more Aaron screen time because I'm still really invested in Aaron. I like him as a character. I think he really could have been set up to kind of take Rick's place to be kind of the forefront. But and Daryl, I mean, I'm in it for the Dare Bear, I guess. But people keep forgetting that Shane was built really well and probably could hold his own against most people on the show. He couldn't hold his own against Rick Grimes. Which, in Shane's defense, Rick did somewhat deceive him. It was, I thought they were pretty evenly matched when they got to fist fighting. I thought Shane had a slight edge, but not anything, not it wasn't like he dominated Rick by any means. But no, I think Shane could hold his own against a lot of people, especially if he had made it this far and was like battle worn the way that they all are. Oh, I think Shane would have been a monster. A bit late. Go ahead.
Can we do matchups from the Tells spinoff with the rest of the universe, like Terry Crews versus Beta?
Beta. Terry Crews would just make him laugh until he gave up.
I know, dude. You're funny, man. I can't hurt you.
You're so love funny. You. And your muscles—they're big. Let's see. Look at Beaver says I'd take Negan over Rick. Oh man, no. I love Negan. I think Negan's amazing, but like I need my Rick back. Rosita though, right? For the looks. Eugene is one I love watching. Yeah, I'd like to see what Eugene's up to. Shane would have been a better leader than Rick. Oh, hold on now.
Hold the fuck up.
I definitely think some of Shane's qualities that Rick kind of absorbed when he absorbed Shane's essence when he killed him. But, I think the parts of Rick that Shane influenced were definitely necessary. But I think Shane would have just ended up being just like the governor, not quite as suave, but I think that he would have just been a complete psycho. I think Shane had some good ideas, like when he said it's not hard. The simple choice is the one that keeps us alive. And I agree with that. But I don't know that I think Shane would have been a better leader than Rick. DG says, what did the detective say to the jewel treasure thief during his interrogation? We've seen you selling your booty all over the internet.
Oh.
Boom. The apocalypse calls for leaders who are more practical as opposed to the tailor-suited political leaders. The Commonwealth should have a police force instead of using the military like martial law. That's true. On a side note, have y'all seen what the houses in Alexandria setting are going for once production ended? Oh, I bet. I don't know who can afford them, though. I feel like anybody rich enough to afford houses that are worth millions probably doesn't really have time to sit down and follow the Walking Dead's, super die hard.
So these houses, like the AMC own them for the production of this, or what is he talking about?
Talking about the houses in Alexandria, like that neighborhood they used to film.
It's like, were those houses owned and they just were just renting them out to film, or?
I believe so. Yeah. Well, I think they built some of the houses for the show, but I mean, I definitely think the setting and the surrounding houses we got in big wide angle shots and stuff were, real houses that people lived in. Villains from dumbest to smartest. I can't talk tonight. Beta, Alpha, Pope, Governor, Shane. How is Pope not at the bottom of this list? I thought Pope.
I think Pope needs to be higher on the list.
You would. Oh, Pope was terrible. I mean, terrible. But Beta was kind of big, dumb, and brutish. I'll give you that. I don't think Alpha was dumb per se. I don't know, man. I'd have to really think on that. I don't feel like I can give an answer to that quick.
What do you mean by dumb and what do you mean by smart?
Right. Let's see. I mean, Negan wasn't too dumb. He had hundreds of people doing exactly what he said. And damn, Alpha can't be. Well, no, Alpha didn't start the Whisperers. So I was going to say Alpha had people, living like animals, but they were already doing that before she got there. Liquor Beaver says you get a lot of Eugene coming up. Side note, I think the Elijah guy dies soon. Oh, no. You should take Jesse to Woodbury when you finish season 3. That would be cool. We've said it'd be dope to take a little road trip and visit some places where they filmed. Simon would have been a great right-hand man for the governor. Oh, yeah.
That actually might work.
With your insanity and my insanity combined, we are crazy as shit.
We are Captain Insano.
Lance is talking about himself in the third person again. I think Lance's goons, Fake Stephanie and Roman Calhoun, are going to die soon. Let's see. They built the houses for the show, but they built real houses instead of movie facades with the intent of selling them after filming. I think they renovated them after filming. Wow.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Maddie Williams says, loved Simon. I did too. Stephen Ogg's awesome. Awesome.
Just remember, Simon says,
kill the trash people.
Well, you said it.
Yep. So we're going to get some Eugene. Everybody's talking about how crazy episode 18 is, man. Now I wish I had AMC Plus.
Well, we got AMC Plus. You want to come over to the new pad and watch it?
When are you going to be in your new pad?
Shit. Probably not for another 2-3 weeks.
Well, then by then I could have just watched it on TV.
I know. Brad got us a contract where we it's not occupying. I guess it's under a category of early occupancy. We can start moving some of our stuff into the new house. But not necessarily live there. Just starting so we're not having to do it all in one big go. We can do little chunks at a time.
Matt just bought him and his wife a new house, and it's the prettiest cardboard box on the street.
It really is. Hey, cardboard boxes are going for like $150,000 right
Right,
now.
so I'm saying it's all we can afford in this crazy.
This was a fridge air box. This is
maybe
top-notch
Alpha
gold.
wasn't dumb, but she sure sounded like it. I mean, her accent was a little over
Southern,
but I liked her accent. Wrong
I gotta
answer.
say, like, when I moved here from Wyoming, like Southern accent kind of does make someone sound a little more lacking of brains.
Alpha's was more like Georgian Southern plantation owner. Like, wrong answer. You have my daughter. I have two of yours. Like, what were you, an aristocrat before this? Let's see. Spoiler, in episode 18, we see some WWE wrestling action. Oh, man. And Liquor Beaver says, I'll Venmo you $8.99. Is that what it costs for AMC Plus? Is that per month? If the zombie apocalypse happened, what would be something you'll miss from the old world? This podcasting. Yes. We won't be able to podcast no more. It's something I've been doing since 2010. Despite what you may see on these numbers, I've actually had some successful podcasts before this one. So
showers, heating, and electricity, the interwebs, social.
Matt would miss RuneScape.
That too.
That would be what you'd miss the most. That and Corona seltzers.
Yes.
No, Matt won't miss anything. Remember, you've told me when the apocalypse happens, I'm supposed to come over and shoot you.
You're supposed to kill me. No questions asked.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna lie to keep you motivated. Matt, the government's got this wonderful, wonderful place set up where there's RuneScape and internet and showers and Starbucks coffee and all
the seltzers you can drink.
And a new episode of Rick and Morty.
Justin, I'm so happy. Let's walk to your car. I will go first and how do you? It's gonna be so great, Matt. You're gonna love it.
Let's see. Everybody is giving their answers here. This is awesome. Michael Myers says toilet paper.
I get a bidet.
Indoor plumbing.
Yeah, outdoor plumbing's just as good.
Let's see. Jonas Balili says clean sex. Yeah.
Always
like it's a catch-22 though. I feel like yes, sex in the apocalypse is going to be a nasty, stinky mess. But honestly, in a world where you might be eaten alive every day, I don't think that's going to bother you. You're so used to smelling dead bodies with shit in their pants chasing you. I think a little rotten crotch ain't going to be too terrible.
You want to take like a little bit of water and give yourself a good old slappy do down there and just rinse them off best you can.
Just keep some baby wipes with you. You know, pits.
Yeah.
Tits,
clits, tits.
Lance Hornsby says, I'll give you this little hint tease for episode 18. The audience reaction will be, what are they celebrating?
I can't tell if they are.
They're celebrating, right? Are they happy?
God, I would hope so. Looks like little party hats and those little.
That makes me feel like Rick's going to come back.
Yes.
That makes me feel like Rick's going to come back next episode. If that's what it is, that will certainly be my reaction. You know what my reaction will be? You remember the scene on The Waterboy where they're playing, like they're doing, like you've seen The Waterboy, right, Matt?
Yes.
Remember the bad guy, like where he's got his shirt off and he's squeezing his nipples,
rubbing his nipples. Yeah.
Rick shows back up. Just gonna flash to me. I've got no I'm so happy. Let's see. Sonny says, finally got around to playing The Last of Us. Made me start wondering how Rick and the gang would have fared in the fungus clickers. Oh, I know, man. And what's crazy to think is that scientists, have said that that's the most likely scenario of a zombie apocalypse would be the cordyceps. And the fungus that takes over your brain and everything, because it hadn't jumped species yet, but there's some for rodents. There's some for insects. Who's not to say that they couldn't evolve or there couldn't be one out there that would affect the human brain in the same way. So we'll just have to wait and see. Uh, I like some of these responses to what would you miss most about the world in the apocalypse. Maddie Williams says the ability to go outside freely. Michael Myers says strip clubs. Mark Rittenhouse says food with flavor. Tons of people like when sex is kind of gross nowadays. Not I. I'm with Jonas. I mean, I prefer the clean kind of whoopee, but I just think in that world where like everybody you know dies every day, just getting some action would be a nice.
Be a little bit tangy.
Why is it so spicy? But no, back to this episode. We got a little sidetracked there. So for those serious viewers that are like, talk about the damn episode, I thought it was a great episode. I really did. I love the intro. I love that we got to see all, some older, whenever they reference or show older characters, man, I love it. We got to see the governor. We got to see Shane. We got to see, regular Negan, before he reached his final form, which is just kind of funny, sad old man. Damn, you fool. This ain't even my final form. Alpha. I am interested to see how it's going to play out with Pamela. I'm interested to see if because I mean, she's, I don't know. I don't know how cold she's going to be in the comics, and spoiler, but like you should have read this shit already. If you don't want the comics spoiled, it ended like, a while back. But like in the comics, she, her biggest flaw was just like loving that like bougie life. But I mean, like she wasn't a bad person. She just was a typical politician. But I'm wondering if she's just going to be cold in this or not. I mean, they're acting like they want to shoot their own people in the streets now. Let's see. Jonas Blue says, did anyone notice the amount of bullets that hit Negan and Daryl's vehicles? Like, how did they survive? I told my fiance the same thing. I was like, like bullets would go right through the back hatch, right through the seat and into your chest. Like that's not stopping anything. But then again, we had that whole scene with Rick and Daryl when they were chasing that Jeep and the guy had the like 50 cal on the back. It's like, and they're in a Jeep or whatever they were in. And it's just like not a single bullet hits them. It's that plot armor, man.
They're built tough.
Let's see. Lance Hornsby says thoughts on episode 19 being called Variant. Ooh, I don't know. Like a variant comic cover? That's pretty interesting. Did you see the Walking Dead auction they had selling screen-used items like clothes, props, and even a police cruiser used for Rick's flashback? No, but I want it. Death predictions from Liquor Beaver says Eugene, Rosita, Ezekiel, Lydia, and Elijah. Lydia. I don't know, man. I don't want Ezekiel to die. Out of that whole list, I think Ezekiel would make me the saddest. What do you think, man? From that list, who do you think will die?
Elijah.
Yep. That's it?
Yeah.
You don't think anybody else on that list is going to die? My prediction is still Father Gabriel. I think he's going to die. I feel like they're going to give him a badass moment. I won't go into it because I've talked about it 1,000 times. He should have died during the Whisperer War. Not the way he did in the comics, but when he got surrounded and everything, and it looked bleak for him before Maggie showed back up, that was his moment to go out like a true badass. But they didn't capitalize.
Elijah. That's the Matt votes Elijah only. They only gotta kill off one person. It's just going to be Elijah.
What's that guy's name again? Hell, I don't know. I did go back and watch that scene from earlier in the season where it was Elijah, Negan, and Maggie versus that Reaper that was like the badass
the V
fighter.
formation.
I would have loved to have seen, there's a missed opportunity there. I would have loved to have seen him and Jesus go at it. Like if Jesus was still alive, that would have been a hell of a damn fight. That would have been freaking awesome. I mean, he whooped the shit out of Negan, Maggie, and Elijah all together. So, I mean, I would have loved to have said, which Negan had a badass moment when he threw the sand at him and then pow! That was awesome.
Pocket sand.
Hot damn, son. Pocket sand. Today was a messy damn day. Lance Hornsby, you better take it back. He says Aaron and Rosita are dead for sure. No. Bruh, Elijah and his old crew were all pointless. I agree 1,000%. Let's see. Alvy says, I think Ezekiel's going to die. Father Campbell's going to die. And the other guy with a beard is also going to die. I forgot his name, but he's almost like Rick. You're talking about Aaron. And yes, he looks more like comic Rick than Andrew Lincoln did. But with that said, I hope he doesn't die. I really like Aaron. I think Elijah and Lydia will be in Dead City with Negan and Maggie. Why does Elijah got to be in Dead City? Why can't it be like Lydia and Kang Ezekiel? I'm blending both 17 and 18 together, so I apologize if this is irrelevant. Do you think Carol and Negan did the right thing by turning in her son? I don't know. I honestly thought they were going to like turn him loose to the crowd.
Would have been the right thing to do.
Just turn him loose and let him go crazy and rip him in half like the walkers did that stormtrooper. I'm trying to think. There was a lot to unpack this episode. A lot was happening. We know Yumiko's not a morning drinker, so she would not be fun to take with you on vacation.
Nope. Because we start at 10 a.m. when we go.
We really do, though.
Yes, that was not a joke. This is not a drill.
Like 10 a.m., we're on the beach having beers. Hell, if it was your bachelor party by like 9:30, we've all had a few.
God knows that, Jared. Oh, marmalade.
Let's see. I love how Aaron just looks just like comic Rick. So cool that we have a guy that looks just like him in the storyline. I know. I'd be cool if they just wanted to somehow like not, when Rick left, just be like, oh, Aaron never happened. Boom, new Rick. Ross Marquand is a great actor. I guarantee you he could pull off Rick if an alternate universe he was Rick. I bet you he could do it.
But what about like you remember from Star Wars Episode 1 where you had the Prince Amidala, but she was the fake one. The real one was like
right.
The real. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now, what if Aaron was like what if Aaron was the true Rick Grimes, and then just the other one we thought was Rick Grimes was just a fakey? Guys,
I got a confession. My name ain't Rick. I've been a decoy this whole time. My real name is William. And I don't like rednecks and country stuff. I'm a sophisticated city man. Bring me some wine.
Lieutenant Juilliard.
Let's see. Jonas, we were talking about that earlier, actually. Somebody mentioned how pointless Oceanside was. And I said, and that's where Luke's supposed to be. And we haven't seen Luke because he went to film those Harry Potter movies. And I loved Luke. He was such a cool character, man. The guy that plays him is awesome. And I just wish he was on the show. I wish Toby, the CIA agent that Lance hired, lasted a little bit longer. He was a bastard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I was glad to see him die. But I guess that's...
Who played Toby? What was the actor's name that played Toby? I've seen him in other stuff.
I don't know. He's good at being an asshole, though. Like, I wanted him dead within, like, a few minutes. I was like, yep, kill him.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember him. I think he's in fuck, what else is he in? I want to say he's in Ozark as well.
I hadn't watched that, but that's on my list.
Jason Harner is his name. Let's see. Yeah.
Well, yep. Somebody commented, Matt, and said Ozark.
I know I've seen him from many things, but the most recent was from Ozark.
Jonas Blue says, now that this episode has been released, what do you expect for the rest of the season? From what everybody says, it sounds like it's going to be balls to the wall, which is what I want. I'm expecting craziness. I want it to just be like, this is it. The show's ending. Like, just go crazy. Pull out all the stops. I just expect them. I really want, I don't know if I can say what I expect because I really don't know what I expect. What I want is more callbacks to the beginning of the show. Now that it's ending, bring it around full circle somehow. Michael Myers, retro review question, but what do you think would be Jesse's reaction to the governor's interaction with Maggie? We're going to find out soon enough. And speaking of which, if you have not checked it out, Jessie, a friend of mine, she and I are doing retro reviews where we're going back through, and we started with episode 1, where we actually just recorded season 3, episode 5, and we are just going back through the show. And she's never seen it before, and she's never really seen any spoilers. So she really doesn't have a clue what's going to happen. And it's really fun going back through it with someone that's never seen it. So you got to watch the retro reviews to find out, because we'll be getting to that episode here soon. Lance Hornsby says, by the way, it's been revealed and become canon that Rick's full name is Richard D. Grimes. Richard D. Grimes. Before we wrap it up, let me once again give a shout out to Movie Pilot. Just look at that. That's Fight Club. How dope is that?
Pretty dope.
I'm just going to put this right here for 10 minutes straight to advertise for Movie Pilot. And you should go to Movie Pilot.
Now, can you really show them that whole movie for free without getting a little slice of change?
Yes, here we go.
Woo!
This one is Fight Club. So if you weren't here in the beginning, moviepilot.com takes like your favorite movies. They are an affiliate of ours. They take your favorite movies and like the film reel
frame,
and they take the colors from the frames and make really cool pieces of art. They've got everything from Forrest Gump to Tombstone to Fight Club, which is what that is. And they were nice enough to send that to me. So make sure if you're interested in something like that, going to moviepilot.com, ordering some art, and use the code podcast15 to get 15% off. And it really helps the channel. First affiliate that we've had. So it really means a lot to me.
If you are like a movie,
go ahead.
If you're like a movie, like if you are a movie buff, like you have like all sorts of memorabilia in your basement, like Justin has like all sorts of movie crap in his basement. It's a great addition down there.
Absolutely. I'm gonna make a little video kind of going over it, and then I can finally hang it up. I've got a whole, you can't see it, but over on the man cave section, there's like one section on my wall that is all Fight Club stuff, including like reels from the film, and I've got Chuck Palahniuk's autograph, all of that, and a big Fight Club painting. So this is going right there with the other Fight Club stuff. It is dope. And Beavis agrees. He says movie palettes are pretty cool. So go check them out. But anyways, I think that is going to wrap up tonight's podcast.
Yeah.
It's almost 11 and I got to be up at 4:30. So with that said,
I got flu shot tomorrow as season starts.
Oh, she's like, I got to go to bed early. I have to get the flu shot tomorrow. It's a big deal. I need my rest.
I need 8 hours. No, it starts at 7, so I just want to be the first one to get it done.
Yep. Well, join us next Sunday as we review episode 18. And from what you guys have said, I cannot wait. Apparently some crazy shit's going to happen, and I want to talk about it. So we'll be back here at the same time next week, about 10:15, whenever the episode ends. In the meantime, I'm Justin.
And I'm still, I'll get my vowels back next week.
To Dubs. He's MG, Dragon Ball Z to the right. But hey, we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Later, taters.